Name, date of birth, please.
Richard Bringus Navarro Jr.
All right, Mr. Navarro, you are here because you're on felony probation here in Maricopa County. They contend you violated conditions of probation, and on June 24th, a warrant for your arrest was issued in both cases that you're on probation on, and a $750 bond was set in each case. Your next court date will be August 6th at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, revocation arraignment hearing. All right, John Garza, and then it will be Victor Soto. Your order's right over there.
John, wake up. Come on in here. Come into the courtroom. Just sit open.
Full name, date of birth?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is John Garza.
All right, Mr. Garza, you're on felony probation here in Maricopa County. There was a non-witness violation hearing scheduled in the probation violation matter on June 25th. When you didn't show up, they issued a warrant for your arrest with a $1,500 bond. Your next court date will be August 6th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and your order's right over there. All right, Victor Soto, and then it'll be Isaiah Jimenez. Full name, date of birth, please.
Victor Soto.
All right, you're on felony probation here in Maricopa County. They contend you violated conditions of probation, and on July 28th, a warrant for your arrest was issued with a $350 bond. Your next court date will be a revocation arraignment hearing, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, on August 6th at 8:30, and your order's right over there. All right, Isaiah Jimenez, and then it'll be Randon Dukes. Full name, date of birth.
Isaiah Jimenez, 19.
All right, Isaiah, you are here on two separate cases. You're on felony probation. In one case, a disposition hearing was set in that matter, and on the same date, time, and place, you had a criminal case that hadn't been adjudicated yet. You were to be sentenced on that same date, time, and place, which was June 12th of this year. When you didn't show up, they issued a warrant for your arrest in both cases. $2,500 the bond in each case, and your next court date in these matters will be August 5th at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, and your order's right over there. Randon Dukes, and then it will be Andrew Buttafuoco. Full name, date of birth, please.
Brandon Dukes, 4.
All right, Mr. Dukes, you are here on a grand jury arrest warrant. It's alleged that on September 10th of 2021, you possessed narcotic drugs. That's a Class 4 felony. This warrant was issued on July 29th, which was, yesterday, I guess. A $500 cash-only bond, a public defender's office appointed to represent you, and your next court date will be, hold on one second, let me see. Next court date will be downtown Phoenix Superior Court, August 6th at 8:30.
What does that bring my total bond to?
It was a cash-only $500. And I don't know about any other cases.
Okay.
Andrew Buttafuoco, and then it'll be Jose Gutierrez. Full name, date of birth?
Andrew Vincent Buttafuoco.
All right. You, sir, were arrested and charged. Well, you were arrested today, but you're charged with committing these offenses. Some were on July 25th, and some were today. 2 counts of theft or control of stolen property, Class 3 felonies. 2 counts of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony. 2 counts of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felonies, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs for sale. Those should be Class 2 felonies instead of Class 4. 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs for sale. It should be a Class 2 felony, not a Class 4. 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia. Class 6 felony in tampering with evidence in the form of trying to destroy or alter. Class 6 felony, I appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. In this case, a secured appearance bond of the amount of $2,500 is set. Your next court date, August 5th at 8:30. Then, you apparently were on probation at the time this occurred on a misdemeanor. Your probation officers placed a hold on you in the sense that they want to institute revocation proceedings. A $500 bond is set in the probation violation matter. Your next court date will be August 6th, also at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. All right, Jose Gutierrez. And then it will be we got 3, okay. Then it'll be Sharon Clark. Full name, date of birth, please. Full name, date of birth?
Jose Ángel Ramírez Gutiérrez.
All right, you, sir, were arrested earlier today, charged with the following crimes. 2 counts of aggravated assault causing serious injury, Class 3 felony. 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession or use of a weapon in the commission of a drug offense, Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. And 1 count of criminal damage by tampering, a misdemeanor. I appoint the public defender's office to represent you in this matter. An $1,100 bond has been set. Conditions of your release include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime or have any contact with victims or witnesses. And if an order of protection is issued and you're served with a copy, you must comply with its terms. Then it turns out you're on felony probation on 2 separate cases. Your probation officers requested that a hold be placed on those matters. So in each of those 2 cases, a $500 bond has been set. Your revocation arraignment hearing in each case will be August 6th at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix also. And your order's right over there.
So I can't pay bond?
Yeah, you can pay bond.
And I can get out?
Yes, if you pay the bond. You got a total of $1,000 for the probation violation matters and $1,100 on the new charges. There you go. But make sure you comply with the conditions of release that I told you about, not returning to the scene of the alleged crime or having contact with alleged victims. And if an order of protection is issued, you must comply with its terms if you're served. All right?
All right.
Your order's right over there. Sharon Clark, and then it'll be Cody Elliott. Full name, date of birth?
Sharon Ruth Clark,
All right, ma'am, you were picked up because in the jurisdiction of Maryville Justice Court, you were charged with resisting arrest with physical force. In this case, it was a misdemeanor. This is alleged to have occurred in February of this year when you were to show up on July 24th. When you didn't, they issued a warrant for your arrest. This is your second arrest in this case. I'm going to keep the order, the amount of the bond in place on the arrest order, which is $500, and your next court date will be in Maryville Justice Court, August 2nd at 8:30. The order's right over there, ma'am. Ma'am, when you walk back, they'll hand you the order. Cody Elliott, and then it'll be Mark Cool. Full name, date of birth, please.
Cody Elliott.
All right, you, sir, were previously charged with possession of narcotic drugs, a class 4 felony. A status conference was scheduled on May 23rd. When you didn't show up, they issued a warrant for your arrest with a $2,500 bond. Next court date, August 5th at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. And your order's right over there. All right. Mark Cool, and then it'll be Hugo Rascon Garcia. Full name, date of birth?
Mark Cool.
All right, you were arrested earlier today, charged with theft of means of transportation, 2 separate counts. The Legal Defender's Office appointed to represent you. A $500 bond is set on this case. Your next court date will be August 5th at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. Then, it turns out, you're on felony probation on 2 other cases. The probation department has notified us to place a hold on you on those matters. In each of those cases, a $250 bond's been set. Next court date will be a revocation arraignment hearing, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, August 6th at 8:30 also. And your order's right over there.
Thank you.
Hugo Garcia, and then it will be Randall Job. Full name, date of birth, please.
Over here.
All right, you were arrested earlier today, charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're on felony probation also, and previously a warrant for your arrest had been issued for violating conditions of probation on June 5th with a $500 bond. On that matter, the probation violation matter, your revocation arraignment hearing will be August 6th at 8:30. On the new criminal charge, the Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. I set a $50 bond because you're going to be held on the probation violation. If you can post the $500 on it, you can post a $50 on the new charge, and you'll get transferred to both your court appearances on these 2 cases. August 5th at 8:30 is the new court date on the new charge, and your order's right over there. Randall Job, and then it'll be Jessica Villalba. Full name, date of birth, please.
Randall Jacob Job.
Mr. Job, you were arrested today, charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're being released on supervised release to appear in Superior Court August 14th at 8:30. On your release order will be a phone number for pretrial services. Just call in the next few days after your release. Just call them and touch base with them. They're expecting you to touch base with them. All right.
All right. Thank you.
There you go. Jessica Villalba, and then it'll be Lindsay Lederman. Full name, date of birth, please.
Jessica Andrea Maldonado Villalba.
All right, ma'am. You were arrested. Let me see here. You were arrested and previously charged with possession of narcotic drugs, a class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. A status conference was scheduled on July 2nd, and you didn't show up. What happened? What happened?
I went to the hospital for 2 weeks, and I got out of the hospital, and I called them to see if I can reschedule my court date. They said, yeah, that they were going to put it on the 2nd. But when the officer showed up at the park, they told me that I had the warrant, so he arrested me.
Well, all right.
And with the drugs, I didn't have no drugs with me. They didn't find nothing.
Well, I'm not okay, but that's not what we're here to resolved today, or tonight, you were released to appear in Superior Court on the date that this warrant was issued. And let me get back. I just thought there might be something about a request to change the quash the warrant. And when you didn't show up on July 2nd, they had no choice but to issue a warrant. I don't know what else to tell you, but if your attorney who was appointed to represent you, if you had the paperwork to show you were in the hospital and you found a way to get it to your attorney, his or her responsibility would be to quash the warrant. And I don't know what else to tell you. I'm going to release you on supervised release. That's what pretrial services is recommended, to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, August 14th at 8:30. On the release order will be a phone number to call pretrial services in a few days. Call them, touch base with them, all right? There you go. Lindsay Liedman, and then it'll be Richard Bunjowski. Full name and date of birth, please.
Lizzie Ledman and...
All right, ma'am, you were arrested earlier today, charged with one count of taking the identity of another, a Class 4 felony, that's illegal taking, and theft of or control of a stolen credit card, Class 5 felony. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. I'm going to release you on supervised release to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix on August 14th at 8:30. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime or have any contact with the victim or witnesses. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And make sure, and on your release order will be the phone number for pretrial services.
Yes, sir.
Within a few days, call them and touch base with them. They're expecting you to call them, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go.
Have a great day.
Richard Bujnowski, and then it'll be Derek Loff. Full name, date of birth, please.
Richard Banowski.
All right, you, sir, were arrested earlier today, charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and criminal trespass, a misdemeanor. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, August 14th at 8:30. There you go. Your order's right over there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Derek Loff, and then it'll be Raymond Uleman.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Good evening. Full name, date of birth, please.
Derek Michael Loff.
All right, you were arrested earlier today and charged with one count each of the following: possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony; possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony; driving while under the influence, a misdemeanor; exceeding the posted speed by more than 20 miles per hour, a misdemeanor; and dumping trash on a highway is a misdemeanor. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I am releasing you on supervised release to appear in Superior Court August 14th at 8:30. On the back of on your release order that you received was the phone number for pretrial services. Within a few days of your release, call them and touch base with them. All right?
All right.
There you go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You bet. Where am I? Raymond Uleman, and it will be, got a,
Hello.
Full name, date of birth, please.
Raymond Uleman, 7.
All right, Mr. Uleman, it's alleged that on June 7th of this year, you committed the offense of discharging a firearm in the city limits. It's a Class 6 felony. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm releasing you on supervised release to appear in Superior Court downtown Phoenix, August 14th at 8:30. On your release order is a phone number for pretrial services. Within a few days of your release, call them and touch base, all right? They expect a call from you.
I have to call them to,
You call them and touch base. You tell them, yes, my name is da-da-da-da, I was released from court, and whatever they want for identifying information, like the number of your case or whatever. They'll ask you a couple of questions, and if you have any problems, you can contact them about court dates and stuff, all right?
okay.
All right, there you go.
It'll say it on the paper? Okay.